myofascial pain trigger point series, I wanted to go over another muscle you can easily work on yourself that is sometimes a little concerning to people because of its location. The sternocleidomastoid is often abbreviated as the SCM for short, sternocleidomastoid. It attaches at the sternum and goes up and over towards the mastoid process. So sternocleidomastoid. If you want to check these guys out, you can make it pop up on one side by placing a hand and then resisting. You can usually see this guy, this pronounced muscle that will pop up in the front from the pressure there. You can do this on either side. You have one on either side, so when I turn my head to this direction, this side shortens, this side lengthens. When I turn my head the opposite way, the opposite happens. If I was doing a sit-up, both sides would contract at the same time. When people are having problems with the sternocleidomastoid, they get a weird set of referral pain patterns from the top of their head, I believe, up and around towards the temple. Some people who are having headaches are having problems. And usually, the way I'll address this on myself is I'm going to very gently use my fingers to grab around this muscle. And you can actually grasp it between the thumb and the fingers. You can sort of pull it away from the neck. I'm going to get a decent grip here. And I can start to feel that little bit of a referred pain pattern up around my ear. There's a little bit to the posterior. It feels like it's shooting back this way just a little bit, that sensation. Some people are having chronic headache issues with this guy. And all along the muscle, if you follow it up, you can move the neck around. As long as you go gently, it's not painful, but can be intense. That referral is even a little bit stronger. Almost feels like it's slightly behind my eye. It's a very odd sensation because it feels like it goes through the center of your head. But after a while of working on things like this, you become very very familiar with pain patterns. I'm going to follow it all the way up towards the mastoid. I can always change neck position to make it more accessible, to allow myself to pull that muscle away. If I lengthen it, it's harder to grab. If I shorten this way, it gives me a little more space to get a grip and then hold a little bit higher. Once I've got a grip there, I've got it shortened here, I can also start to lengthen it just a bit. This gives me a little bit of a fascial glide where the skin and the muscle is sliding between my fingers. In no way do I want to cause myself discomfort or pain. My neck already feels more open just on this side. It's this feeling of just warmth and kind of openness. I'm not digging in the front of my neck, I'm just grasping around the muscle there. If I didn't like grabbing just with the fingers, I can also grab with the side of the finger through the thumb. I'll engage again that little bit of movement. Tons of this mobilization in my work. This is an easy muscle to work on yourself. If you have chronic headaches, I highly recommend working on this muscle. It seems just to be completely hidden right in the front of the neck. Some massage therapists are a little more concerned about working this. They're afraid of going to what they consider the anterior neck. And this guy is completely safe to work. You'll remember if you watched the anterior scalene myofascial pain trigger points video we shot that I used the SCM as a landmark because we don't go in front of it. We're not going into the carotid artery. When I get up towards my mastoid process on this side, this is pretty tender. I'm feeling this broad referred pain pattern up and around my temples. I'm going to hold right there and take a breath. You can follow both muscles, both the sternocleidomastoid, from the sternum up to the mastoid process on either side. You can work those slowly. My head feels slightly different, maybe a little bit more open. I don't have any huge problems with my SEM personally, but I do see people with chronic tension headaches and other things that are being exacerbated by trigger point pain coming from these muscles. They're easy to work. You just go slow and you pin the muscle between the fingers. You can grasp just to apply a little pressure. And if you decide you want to engage movement, you just hold and then gently start to mobilize through there. Good luck with your head and neck pain. I hope that the SEM, the sternocleidomastoid, gives you some relief.
Don't forget to subscribe, yo.